someone else who is on fire, and we have a lovely lady joining the show today. She's a very busy girl, so we're going to get her on here and talk about her music and find out what makes this lovely lady tick. Her name is Brittany Bexton. Now, Brittany, she's one of those girls who have been singing since she could open her mouth, from what I understand, but I'm going to let her tell it on her own. So, Brittany, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
I'm so excited to have you on, and we're glad I finally connected with you. Now, I'd seen you, I think, originally on Twitter. We've had a little conversation here and there. Finally got the opportunity to get you on the show today, and I'm very excited. I love your music, and we're going to feature one or two of your songs and let everybody, hear it and kind of hear what your style is. But let's just step back for just a second. Why don't you tell everybody, like, where you hail from and how you ended up with a microphone in your hand at the age of 2 at a camp out?
Well, I'm originally from California. I grew up in the Northern California area, so just north of San Francisco in the country. And, I couldn't really tell you how I ended up with a microphone in my hand, except that singing, I guess, is just part of my soul. So I was not pushed on the stage. I wandered there away from my family and got up there myself. I love music. I always have. And singing. I was a kid that was constantly singing something and driving everybody else nuts.
Aw, at the age of 2, how could you have done that? You had to be cute. But actually, you took it to a whole nother level, too. You weren't just like, oh, I just want to be a singer and kind of did it that way. You actually went after some training and things like that. Why don't you tell us about that journey?
I started, I played instruments since I was really young. I started playing my first instrument, I think I was 5 or 6, maybe 7. I picked up a violin and did band classes for years with violin, clarinet. I play piano. I picked up a guitar and self-taught, but no one wants to hear me play guitar. But when I really, singing has always been my passion. So I had tried to find a good voice teacher when I was really young, but most voice teachers, there are a lot of voice teachers at least that won't take really young students because they don't like taking people before their voices change.
Oh, okay.
And I finally found a teacher that would take me when I was young. I think I was 11 or 12 when I started taking lessons officially, and I've had 4 different master teachers since then that I've taken lessons with privately, and all through high school, I sang in jazz choir, concert choir, musical theater, show choir, pretty much everything that I could do singing in. And I actually had the opportunity through my jazz choir to sing in Carnegie Hall when I was 15.
Wow. That had to be kind of impressive.
Yeah, it was the acoustics. It's all about the acoustics there.
Nice. So you've worked on doing some music too, and you have some new music out there. And is this a full album? Is this an EP? Why don't you tell us a little bit about a couple of the songs that we're going to feature?
I have a new EP out. It's a 5-song EP. I released it officially in November.
Okay.
My current single, Free Fall, just went to radio. I guess last week officially got added to a couple of stations.
Okay.
Although a lot of radio has it in their inboxes, so it can be requested all over.
Cool.
The US. It's called Free Fall.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, it's the title track on the EP, too. I moved to Nashville 4 years ago. I had been doing professional musical theater and then kind of shifted back to focusing in more on my own music and film and TV work when I was still living in California. And 4.5 years ago, I just knew that I couldn't stay in Northern California and really do what I wanted to with music. So 4 years ago, I moved out to Nashville, recorded my first EP the first few months that I was here, and then took a couple of years to kind of write and plan and find the right producer and really hone in on the sound that I wanted to do. Mm-hmm. So the new EP, Free Fall, is kind of a compilation of songs that are sort of about my experiences in Nashville along the way. Because Free Fall to me is about sort of taking a leap and experiencing the ride on the way down. Nice. And that's sort of been my journey in Nashville.
Okay.
So I recorded the EP last July and released it in November, and it's just now going to radio, so I'm really excited. I also actually have a music video coming out for the single. That's coming out this coming weekend on Labor Day, September 7th.
Wow, that's awesome. So people can catch it. Are you going to have it on your website? Are they going to be able to see it there?
I will have a link to my website. It's being featured through Vivo and YouTube. So as soon as it gets officially released, I will post links to it. I'm not sure that I can actually embed from Vivo.
Okay.
If I can, I will have it on the website as well.
Okay, and that's BrittanyBexton.com. And I want to spell that so people understand what we're saying. It's BRITTANY, and then it's BEXTON.com.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's X as in X-ray. People always think I'm saying something else when I say it.
Oh.
Yeah, BrittanyBexton.com.
Okay. I mean, I'm looking at your website now, and it's really quite cute. You've got a lot of really neat links on here. People can hear a little bit of a sample of some of your tunes. Now, where can they get their hands on your music if they're interested?
It's on pretty much every digital distribution site. So it's on iTunes, it's on Spotify.
Mm-hmm.
I believe you can even order it through Amazon.
Mm-hmm.
You can also order hard copies of my CDs through my website. There's a store link on my website, and that takes you into my store. It's got all my merchandise, T-shirts and stuff, and hard copies of CDs, which I do sign when I send them.
Oh, nice. I could use one. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. And then maybe I could get some of those other songs on here for you.
Yeah.
I really do.
I happen to like it too, but I'm a little partial.
Yeah. Well, you're allowed to be partial. It's okay. That's very, very powerful. Now, let me ask you this, Brittany. The 5 tunes that are on your EP, did you write all of them?
I did.
Okay, so you're also a songwriter, and is that something that you would rather do than do a cover or do one from somebody else? What's your preference, Brittany?
Yeah, I do prefer doing my own music, especially for recording purposes. I mean, if I'm going to do a cover for recording, it's going to be something that I really, really, really love, and I feel like I really do my own twist on it. Otherwise, I think it's a waste of time. Someone else has already made it great. Mm-hmm. As far as playing live, though, I mean, I play a variety of covers and originals. It really just depends on how long the show is.
Mm-hmm.
And I like singing covers, too, when it comes to, like, a really big dance show or something, you know.
Yeah, and you've got a couple of shows coming up. I see you have a couple in October coming up. They can check out all that information right there on.
Yeah, I actually have a couple coming up this weekend. I get to leave bright and early tomorrow morning. We're heading out to Wyoming.
Nice. Nice.
And we have a big festival in Wyoming. It's called the Wyoming West Festival in Evanston, Wyoming. So if any of the listeners are in the Wyoming area, it should be a great festival. We're playing, the Nitty Gritty Dirt Band is playing also on Saturday. There are a lot of great acts. You can get tickets online at I think if they Google Wyoming West. I think it's also been posted on my Facebook.
Nice.
And then I have a Friday night show in Grand Junction, Colorado also, at a place called Cruise Bar in Grand Junction, Colorado, this Friday night.
So there you go. You can find that information on her website or on her Facebook page. Now, if they want to find you on Facebook, Brittany, what do they got? How do they find you? Is it just something Brittany, or how is it on the website or the Twitter page?
Yeah, just look up Brittany Bexton. Everything that I have is under Brittany Bexton, except for my YouTube, which is B-Bex Country. Everything else is just Brittany Bexton, spelled BRITTANY, BEX as in X-ray-TON. So Facebook.com/Brittany Bexton will take you straight to my music page. Twitter.com/Brittany Bexton. Pretty easy. Luckily, I have a unique name.
Yeah, and again, you know, I mean, just if they search Brittany, even if they spell it a little bit wrong, they'll probably find you.
Yeah, I mean, as long as you have my last name in there, you will probably find me.
Yeah, and that's BEXTON. Let's talk a little bit more about your music. I know you're kind of under the gun as far as time's concerned, but we're going to play at least one more tune that we have for you near the end of the show, and it's called Just Crazy Enough. And that's off your EP as well?
Yes, it is.
You want to tell us a little bit about that song so people have it in their head
Yeah,
when they hear it?
too. I actually wrote that song with my producer, who helped. He produced my EP.
Mm-hmm.
But I had the idea for that song probably 2 years ago or something, and I just held on to it. It's kind of about the journey of being in Nashville in the music industry, and the concept of it is essentially that, you kind of have to be a little bit crazy to be in the music business, but it doesn't specify music business, so I guess chasing any dream is a little bit crazy but worth it, right?
Sure.
I got the idea for the song because I was supposed to do a show 2 years ago. I was supposed to do a show, and my guitar player had to cancel on me the day of the show.
Oh, my.
And I did not know what I was going to do to fill in, and I ended up running into someone at a bank who I knew played guitar, but he had never played with me, and I barely knew him. And I was like, "You play guitar, right? Do you want to play a show tonight?" And he's like, "Sure." And we ended up rehearsing in a boot store that he worked at the time because he had to work before the show. And I couldn't help but think, I am just crazy enough to make this work somehow.
Nice.
And I'm like, that would be a good song.
There you
go.
So
I wrote down the title and held on to it. And Tommy Collier is my producer for the EP, and he and I click really well as far as creativity, both with writing and just stylistically. So I had a feeling he would be a good person to write that with. And sure enough, it was like every idea I had was similar to an idea he had for the song. So we wrote it pretty quickly, and both really liked it and decided it was going to go on the new EP.
All right. What are some of the other songs that are on the EP? If I can get my hands on another tune, is there another song that if I can and feature it yet later today, other than that one, that you would like me to feature?
Yeah, well, I like all of the songs on it. I mean, it depends on what kind of thing you want to feature. Just Crazy Enough and Free Fall, and then are two of the up-tempos, and then Beggin' Time is the other up-tempo on the CD. That one is kind of the sassy, fun girl tune on the song. When I say girl tune, I don't mean guys can't like it. It's just kind of a girl-empowering song called Beggin' Time.
Mm-hmm.
And that one's kind of like a fun dance tune. And then I have Miss Me, which is my mid-tempo on there. It's about trying to make a relationship work when there's distance involved. Mm-hmm. And then You Move Me is the one ballad on the CD.
Okay. All right. And once again, a quick way to get the information or get your hands on Miss Brittany's music is you can go right to her website and find it on most of the electronic ways of doing it, the Amazon, all of the ways, the electric ways to do it. If they want to get their hands on it, they can go right to your store on your website?
Yes. They can get a hard copy from my store. And you can also just go straight to iTunes and look up my name, Brittany Bexton.
Okay.
Or Free Fall. Free Fall is the name of the EP. I don't know if it would come up on its own because I know there have been other songs with similar names. But if you type in my name, Brittany Bexton, and that, you will see the new EP.
And the best way that they'll be able to catch your video is if they friend you on Facebook, you'll be able to let them know where they can can find it.
I'm posting everything about it. I'm doing a countdown for the video right now, and then as soon as it's posted, I'm going to be sharing it everywhere. We're doing the official release through Vivo and YouTube, but we're hoping to have it on some other networks as well.
Okay, there you go. Well, I don't want to hold you up too much longer. I appreciate the time that you had to spend with us on the Wall to Wall Country Show today, Brittany. And, maybe if you have something else that you want to announce, we can make arrangements for you to come back on the show. And, of course, if you're ever in Pennsylvania, feel free to look us up. You'd be more than welcome to swing by the studio.
Awesome. I'd love to.
Awesome.
Thank you so much for having me.